Verse 1. We're not going very far. Now, the tax collectors and sinners, good, were all drawing near to hear him. Yeah, this is the first teaching point, right here. How many of you want to go stronger at sharing your faith? 7 of you. Rest of you, out. Then do this. Here's our first pointer this morning that Jesus is trying to teach us. Remind yourself often why it's so amazing to be a follower of Jesus Christ. What do you notice about the lost people in this story? What are they doing? They're coming to Jesus. They're drawing near, Luke says. That's not a small point to observe. There is something magnetic about Jesus' personality and about Jesus' message that is causing people, lost people who don't know God at that moment, they don't even have a God thought as they go through the day, it's causing them to come running. They got to hear this guy. It's important that we Christians see this because, we live in a time today where our faith is under siege today by so many parts of culture. Yes? I mean, we're getting it from all sides. The media is deriding us. Remember Joy Behar last year going after Mike Pence, who was talking about hearing Jesus in prayer, and she tried to suggest that if you're a Christian, you're mentally ill. Remember that? And we get it from politicians, and we get it from Washington, and we get it from Hollywood. And after a while, with this bombardment, the temptation is to circle the wagons, and we start to think to ourselves, well, maybe there is something a little weird about this. Maybe the Bible's not everything I thought it was. Maybe Jesus isn't who I thought he was. At which point, we have to stop, clap our hands, and say, no! Jesus is the best thing in my life. And if you were with us back in November, we took a couple Sundays actually to talk about this, why we should love Jesus. And we did a little project together as a church. You remember this? Where many of us wrote out a 30-second testimony. Remember that? Where we completed the sentence, I love Jesus because, and you wrote out a few sentences to demonstrate that. You thought, didn't you, that we put that project on the shelf and we're never going to come back to it. Ha ha! This is actually a very foundational discipline. If you want to share your faith, you need to be able to do this. And so we're going to give you another crack at it. And the Sunday around Valentine's Day, we're going to offer another opportunity for people to share their 30-second testimonies. And in fact, if you're a follower of Christ, you love Jesus, you should have multiple 30-second testimonies that you could share. You could tell people how he saved you. I love Jesus because he saved me. And then in 30 seconds, explain how that happened. I love Jesus because of what he's done for me. And you could tell stories of what he saved you from or delivered you from. I love Jesus because of what he's taught me. And you could explain in 30 seconds lessons that you've learned being a follower of Christ. And if you find it hard, my friend, to come up with a 30-second testimony, let alone one after another, something's wrong. There's a disconnect somewhere. You have misplaced your first love, and you need to find it and get it back. Because there is something about Jesus that caused lost people in his time to come running and to sit at his feet, and many of them to give him their lives and to worship him.